So that's my analysis for Brazil. Let's move on to natural gas. So what we see here in natural gas, I've got quite a bit going on, I guess. And one thing that I'm very bullish on natural gas. I've got quite a bit of shares up here at a pretty good entry point. However, I am kind of hurting there today with this minus 13% move that we had. It was a huge dump. However, I just thought it was interesting because on UNG shows something very significant to me, and my theory, if true, could be a pretty massive profit. So I think that natural gas kind of moves in a cycle, and as people need more air conditioning and whatnot. Anyways, I'll just show what I see here. So let's just I think it's a it's a reciprocal of itself. It's mirroring the price action from last year. So we see that this is 2016 and this is 2017. So back in March, April, May, June, we had this huge consolidating zone. So we have this big dump. So down, up, down, up. Same thing happened at the same time this year. Down, up, down, up. And then on the way down, we go down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. And we form this kind of half circle pattern over here, and we've got this half circle pattern playing out here. And anyways, you can see that the next thing that happened is we shot all the way up. This is probably a 20% price move here, and I have the underlying theory over the next month and a half that UNG and UGAZ are both going to rocket back up. So this trading day today didn't make me very confident in that, but that's the long-term prediction. You can even see here on this bottom side that we have a down, up, down, up, down. And over here, it looks like we have a down, up, down, up, down. So this might be the final dump before we move up, but I'm not sure. It looks like over here, we tested with this wick right here, the previous low. And over here, I think that we could drop and test this previous low. It looks like on UNG we've got another 10 cents to fall. But actually, let's go ahead and mark that out. So that could be the ultimate entry point, as this was the ultimate entry point over here. All right, so let's go back to UGAZ and show what the ETF, the 3 times ETF is showing. So again, over here, we can still see that playing out. We've got this half circle, and we've got this half circle over here, but my analysis lies basically in the last 3 or 4 months. So what do the chart guys have? Chart guys, great website. Subscribe to them on StockTwits. I think they're fantastic. I just kind of have their sentiment of the last trading session here in my analysis, just to kind of give me some confirmation of what's going on here. So this is too clogged up. Let's move into a 15-minute time frame. And we can see here that we've got this nice, well-defined channel going on here. We've got a top, and a bottom, bottom, bottom. Okay, so we've got our Elliott wave. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC. And then I think that this might be our larger ABC corrective move. So we see that we ran all the way back to the top. It was rejected at the top. And then I think, let's move on to the 15-minute just to get a better view. I think that we could be coming to the exhaustive point in this trend. We've moved down up from 23 bucks all the way down to 16.50 at this point. It's a massive dump in price. So we've got our low here, A, high, B, and our low of C potentially. Let's go ahead and delete this. This was my previous prediction, which was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I thought we were going to continue to move up higher because we bounced off the bottom of this channel here. However, that was wrong, obviously, with the 13% drop we have today. So let's go ahead and delete that. And what do I have here? Do I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bearish Elliott wave? Yes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 wave here. But what I'm really interested in is this ABCD pattern. This is another harmonic, and the price level should be 0.618. This is 0.619, and the ultimate one is 1.618. So we are very close to having this be a perfect harmonic, and I would be very interested to see if this plays out, and moves up, and we actually are bullish, and this is true. I just started using harmonics, so don't take my word on that. specifically, but it's just what I'm seeing in the price action. On the 30-minute time zone, I drew a Fibonacci level just to identify any support zones, and we do have one, thankfully. We have I moved it from this low point down here to the high point right here, and we see our 78.6, 61.8, 50, 38, and 23.6. Now this is kind of the last, the last hope of a support for UGAZ, or else we're going to fall all the way back down to the 14 price zone. So what I think is going to happen, and the reason I drew this vertical channel right here, is because if we see our time zones, we have a low, a low, a low, and a false low, but it's still significant, I guess. And the next low is way over here. However, since this one isn't significant, it leaves me wondering if this time zone is going to be significant. However, what has been true in each of these time zones is the center of it. So we see in the center here we have a high, in the center here we have a high, and in the center here we also have a high. So we're approaching the center of this zone over here. We're probably going to reach it in the next day or two. And so what I think is going to happen is I think that we're going to chop around down here for the next 2 or 3 days. And once we hit the central zone, this is going to be our low and not our high. And then we're going to shoot back up here. Let's go into our shorter time frame and just see what I have here. I have this RSI divergence. It's moving all the way up. It moved from 8 to 58 over here, while price moved all the way down. This is a natural divergence, and theory says that this shouldn't happen. Last but not least, I've got this head and shoulders going on right here. So like I said, I think we're going to chop around, and this will give price time to come back down, set in this right shoulder. And then we might potentially test this breakout zone right over here. So that's my short-term analysis on natural gas, and we'll see how it plays out. Next up, let's take a look at volatility.